Waiting for Pavlyuchenkova to come back from the bathroom, and Nismo is not amused. She is waiting patiently. All right, welcome back. We got double headers all round because Wimbledon don't want to schedule things properly, so they just decide to make us watch everything at the same time, which we love doing. Thank you, Wimbledon. But Nismo, she won the first set 6-1, so she can watch Alcaraz play. I hope. I mean, maybe she wants to watch Nori. But Alcaraz taking on Nori. Winner plays against Taylor Fritz, who won earlier today. So let's see what happens. All right. Nismo serving first in the second. Pavlyuchenkova does seem to have an arm issue as well, so we'll see what happens with that. Is it legal to wear earplugs versus Sabalenka? God, it's so sensitive. Why? You need to get your hearing checked if you're that sensitive to her play. All right. Backhand goes in the forehand of Nismo. Forehand from Pav. Love 15 as Pavlyuchenkova forehand again. The forehand of Nismo to the backhand of Pavlyuchenkova. Forehand and Nismo to the backhand of Pavlyuchenkova. Puts in the net and it's 15-all. By the way, if you have a problem with Sabalenka's grunting, please contact the WTA or Wimbledon. Call them. Call them, please, and thank you. Please do not come in here and use this as a session to make yourself feel better about it. Because, first of all, I'm not going to agree with you. So if you're coming here to look for validation, you're in the wrong place. Most people here don't care about the grunting and don't cry about the grunting. So if you come in here because you're like, oh, I'm going to go there and I'm going to have a lot of people say the same and say, yes, you are correct, the grunting is bad and it should be whatever. No, that's not going to happen here because we don't care about the grunting. It's not a big problem. It's not a bad thing. So, again, call Wimbledon. Call the WTA to get the rules changed. I don't know. Call somebody who cares because we don't care about the grunting. It's not a big deal. And if it is to you, that's fine. But don't look for sympathy because we're not going to agree with you. All right, 30-0. As you can see, and I'm not the only one saying that. You can see the chat. There's a lot of people echoing the same thing, being like, get over it. Like, people have been saying for like the last hour. Like, move on. Who cares? Wear earplugs if you need to. It's fine. Mute the TV. You got this. You can do it. We believe in you. 30-0. And if it was a hindrance, it would have been called. So, again, call the WTA to get the rules changed. Anisimova hits a winner, 40-30. All right. 40-30. Anisimova to take the 1-love lead in the second. Where's your dog? She was there, but now she ran away. She's gone to chill out on the couch, I think. As a backhand from Anisimova, that goes into the backhand of Pavlyuchenkova. Good drop shot. Anisimova's going to get it. Oh, and just hit it long. That would have been a great shot. All right, deuce. All right, we get to deuce. The collective whining about Sabalenka is louder. True. All right. Serve into the forehand of Pavlyuchenkova. Return goes out. Advantage Anisimova. All right. Pavlyuchenkova. Sorry, Nismo trying to hold. Advantage. Nismo as we're serving to the forehand of Pavlyuchenkova, and that goes out in the return. And Nismova's got a set and 1-love in the second. All right. Alcaraz and Shelton are my favorites now. Cool. All right, 1-love in the second. By the way, chat, I got one of my predictions right. I said Sabalenka would make the semis. Yay! Woo! Finally, I'm getting my predictions. Some predictions right. Yay! Woo! 1 out of the 4 semi-finalists I picked. Let's go. All right, first serve's a fault. Second serve. Serving to the forehand of Nismo. She hits it out in the return. You went out on a limb there. Well, Jet. At least I made predictions and not sit there and criticize those who did without putting my neck on the line. At least I made a prediction. Yeah, it was lucky. 15-0. It was looking pretty dicey for a while. 15-0. Serve again. Into the backhand of Anisimova. Pavlyuchenkova backhand. Anisimova slice. Goes long. 30-15. All right. 30-0. As Anisimova hits out in the return, 40-30. All right. As Anisimova hits it out. And Pavlyuchenkova holds. All right. All right. Anisimova 15-love. As Anisimova 30-love. Mirra is 3.5. She turns 4 this year. She's getting... yeah. All right. $30, love. $40, love. And Anisimova to stay in front in this second set. Sinner may not play. If not, then Sinner Alcaraz is final again. I don't know. Djokovic might have a chance against Sinner if Sinner's not 100%. There's a bit of backhand in the net from Anisimova, 40-15. 40-15. 40-15. And Anisimova to total of 2-1 in the second. Turn goes the forehand of Anisimova. Backhand now from Pavlyuchenkova. Anisimova slice. Pavlyuchenkova backhand is a winner. 40-30. 40-30. 40-30. Anisimova is only 23. Younger than Swiatek, is she? No. All right. 40-30. As Anisimova serves again. Just waiting for Alcarez and Nori to come out on court. So we can kick things off again. As that goes out from Pav. And Anisimova's got a 2-1 lead in the second. She keeps the lead. All right. Kaboli may not win 10 games against Novak. Okay, well, we'll find out tomorrow when we watch him. We will find out tomorrow. All right. 2-1 to Anisimova. Are the match stats not working? No, they are. We're just waiting for the next match to start. So then we can then stats will work when Nori and whatever starts. Sabalenka is qualified for WTA finals. Nice. She's got a life expectancy of 12 to 14 years, still long years ahead for Mirra. Yeah, I love it when somebody tells me my dog is going to die. Thanks, appreciate that. Something you don't need to say. I really don't need you to say that. Appreciate it though. Thanks for telling me that. I think it went morbid enough. Remind me that. Thanks. It's great. Thank you. Anything else? 2-1. 2-1. Ignorance is bliss, chat. Ignorance is bliss. All right, 2-1. 2-1. As Anisimova with a return winner, love 15. Great return from Anisimova. And a big backhand passing shot too. We love that. Love 15. Love 15. Sort of backhand from Anisimova in the net. 15-0. All right, 15-0 as Anisimova forehand is a winner. 15-30. Anisimova to get the double break. Sorry, to get the break in the second. She hasn't broken yet. I'm ahead of time. All right, 15:30. Serve again. As Anisimova looks at a second serve. Second serve. Double fault. 15:40. As the return goes in the net from Anisimova. One save. 30-40. 30-40. All right, chat. Nori and Alcaraz about to walk out on court. Alcaraz hugging every person in his team. Nori, no friends. 30-40. As we return now to the back end of Pavlyuchenkova. Anisimova forehand cross court long. And we get to deuce. We get to deuce. We get to deuce. That's harsh, Cam. It was a joke. There was no one in his team there. Alcaraz is hugging everyone and Norrie's just standing there because he's got no team with him. How was that harsh? It was a joke. Nori, no friends. I'm sure he hugged them before he left the locker room. All right, advantage Pavlyuchenkova. All right. Advantage Pavlyuchenkova to level this second set. As the return goes in the net from Anisimova, and it's 2-2. All right. Players about to walk out on court. And we can start the second men's quarterfinal match between our favourite left-hander that's not named Rafael Nadal or Jack Draper or Denis Shapovalov or... That's probably about it. We love Nori. Our favourite British left-hander not named Draper. That's right? Our favorite New Zealand / British lefty that's not under 25. Anyways, 15 love. Anisimova serves into the forehand Pavlyuchenkova. Anisimova to the backhand of Pav as Anisimova forehand again to the backhand of Pavlyuchenkova. As Anisimova forehand again, Pav hits it long and it's 30 love. All right, 30 love. All right, here we go. Nori and Alcaraz walking out on court. Let's see how much crowd support Nori gets because he is the one that plays under the flag, the British flag. Backhand goes into the forehand of Anisimova. Slice from Pavlyuchenkova. Anisimova comes in. Pav with a pass goes up and wide. 40 love. Oh God, some people are so annoying. Can you stop being annoying? We get it. You don't like people. Whatever. All right, 40 love. Alcaraz takes off the cardigan. Kind of wish Federer was there today. But anyways, Anisimova hits a winner. 3-2 Anisimova in the second. As Cam said, as Sinner had scans this morning and isn't training today, most likely he's resting and they'll decide tomorrow. Yeah. Like I said, I'd be shocked if Sinner pulled out in the next, couple hours. It's 5 o'clock already, so I don't think he's going to be pulling out at 7 p.m. You know what I mean? Like, if he's going to make an announcement today, he would have done it, or he's going to do it in the next hour. I doubt he's going to be saying at 9 p.m., by the way, I'm not playing tomorrow. Like, you know what I mean? So I'd say if he is going to withdraw tomorrow and he's going to announce it now, it'll be in the next 2 hours. During this match. Because, of course, right? They all do that. They wait until the worst time to make the news. But I have a feeling that the reason why he stopped doing the training today is because they said to him, take the day off and wake up and assess in the morning. So I don't think it's as bad. I don't think it's good, but I don't think it's obviously not bad enough that he had to withdraw immediately. So it must be a wait and see thing and a rest. Because, I mean, he played the match. It's not like Sinner got... He got it in the first game of the match and then he played for 2 hours. So, yeah, he played with discomfort and he didn't look great. But he wasn't... It didn't seem like he was that... Like, you know, he wasn't... what do you call it? It didn't stop him from playing, right? He kept playing. So I'd say he's probably been told by the docs, look, take the day off, rest, and we'll assess in the morning. If it's not good in the morning, then we'll make a call. That's what I would be suggesting is the case. I'm not a doctor, though. I'm an idiot. So don't listen to me talk about medical shit. All right, love 15. And watch Sinner in the next 30 minutes make a call. Someone's gonna say, oh, by the way, guess what happened? Anyways, love 15, and Nismo trying to break in the second. 15-all. 15-all. Nori coming off a 5-setter against Jarry in the previous round. Nori and Alcarez are playing in about 3 minutes. So whatever that time is in your world, it's 3 minutes from now. All right, 30-15. As Nismo gets a 30-all. Chance for Nismo to get this break. All right, 30-all. Put captions on your video, bro. I can't understand you. Bro, I can't help you. I'm sorry that my Australian accent is not working, but I just can't help. I can't do anything about it. 30-all. Backhand goes into the forehand of Anisimova, and she hits a winner. 30-40. 30-40 to get the break in the second and lead a set and a break. 30-40. By the way, chat, I've already... Usually, chat, and I'm really bad at doing this. 30-40. I was going to serve from Pav. Into the backhand of Anisimova, return the net deuce. I'm really bad at this. I don't know. Chat, let me know in the chat if you're like me. I'm really bad about congratulating myself when it comes to like doing shit. Like I'm always just like, all right, we watched Wimbledon. Next. And not stopping to go, Wimbledon's over. That was a really good tournament, you know. Worked really hard, blah, 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 blah. I don't do that very often. I'm very much on to the next thing. Never stop to smell any roses. So I'm trying better to do. That's my 2025. I'm trying to do that more. It's very hard to do because I'm not used to doing it. I'm not one to pat myself on the back. There's a bit of forehand rally. Another break point for Anisimova. As it a backhand into the backhand of Anisimova to the backhand of Pav. Anisimova forehand into the forehand of Pav. Into the forehand slice of Anisimova. Pavlyuchenkova backhand goes in the net, and there's the break. 4-2. Anisimova. But I did buy myself a gift because who doesn't love presents? So hopefully after Wimbledon it will arrive because it was on special too, which is even better. It was on special. I've been looking for this thing and I can't find it because it was on back order for like so long. And then finally today, because there's a sale going on, I was able to finally put, but it's on back order, so I have to wait until it comes out. It's going to be out here in like, hopefully in a couple weeks. But I finally got the thing that I've been waiting to get. So, yay! What is it? It is a Lego, what is it? The Daily Bugle Lego Tower. It's so hard to find, and I was looking for it second-hand or pre-owned, and I couldn't find it, and it was expensive on pre-owned. It was like people were selling it for stupid amounts, or people were selling it without the minifigure. I was like, oh, God. So then I'm like, you know what? It's on sale. It was like 25%, 30% off, something like 25% off. I was like, all right, I'm going to get it. Finally get it. It's been like I've been waiting for like 6 months. I've been like, maybe I'll get it, maybe I won't get it. Now I'm like, I got it, and now it's going to get here after Wimbledon, and I'm probably going to forget that I got it, and then it's just going to show up on my door, and I'll be like, oh shit, all right, yay, here it is, and I can add it to my collection of Lego towers that I seem to be making a city. I'm building a Lego city apparently. 40 love. All right, who's winning this one, Chad? I'm going to go Alcarez in 4. And this is over 40 love. Did I get the Roland Garros Alcaraz shirt? Not yet. It's apparently on the way. I've got to talk to the person who was going to send it. All right, 5-2 and Anisimova. $5-2. So yeah, so that'll be on the way. Hopefully, it gets here. All right. 15:30, chance for a break already. As Alcarez hits to the back end of Nori. Forehand from Alcaraz. Again, the back end of Nori. Alcaraz forehand down the line to the forehand of Nori. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Nori gets the point, though. Alcaraz hits it out, 30-all. Am I planning to watch the Superman movie? Not at the moment. I'm excited to watch Fantastic Four, though. I'm pumped for that. I'm so pumped for that. Yeah, I'm pumped for Fantastic Four. Can't wait for that one. I love the style of it being in like that futuristic 1960s look. I think it's called. I think I have a book. I bought a book on it. I think it's called Googie Architecture. That's what it's called. When back in the 60s, 50s and 60s, when they were trying to get to the moon, Americans were trying to get to the moon and beat the Russians to the moon, the space race. It was sort of that futuristic, curved concrete and stuff like that. It's I love that style. There's not much around anymore. Neon lights, all that kind of cool shit. I love that. And that looks like what this movie looks like. Alcaraz breaks. Does he? No. Nori held. My bad. Nori held. First game, 1 love. So yeah. Look up the original McDonald's. I think that's in that style is really cool. I love that kind of neon and curved concrete, and it's a real cool style. I bought a book on it. We don't have that shit here in Australia because we're not cool. Architecture in Australia is kind of really boring. It's very, very boring. It's very plain. It's very hard to find anything good. We lack interesting buildings. Everything's just a big skyscraper made of glass or a rendered concrete, cold grey box. That's pretty much what what Australia looks like. Mid-century modern. Yeah, I love Art Deco and mid-century architecture. I'm trying to turn my house into something like that. Yeah, the Opera House, but the Opera House is like, nah, it's all right. All right, 30-15. All right. 30-15. Pavlyuchenkova serving to stay in the match. As the return goes to the back end of Pavlyuchenkova. Pav hits it out. 30-all. 30-all. And do the serve again. Into the forehand of Nismo. Pavlyuchenkova gets to the forehand of Nismo. Nismo hits it out. 40-30. 40-30. Eureka Tower, Melbourne 108. Eureka Tower is mid. What's Melbourne 108 look like? Oh, it's that building. Those buildings are boring. They're just tall. There's much better buildings that are shorter. Just because you're the tallest building in the city doesn't mean you're good. It's okay, but it's like shit. Like there's much better buildings than that. There's a big glass box that's got a bit of gold on it to provide a shout out to the gold rush. Like it's really just like whatever. There's much better buildings around the world. Nori's up 40, by the way. Okay. Have you ever been to Japan? Yeah, I went to Japan last year. All right, return goes in the backhand of Pav. Pav hits it away, and it's advantage Pavlyuchenkova. All right, love 40. Nori with a chance to break, but Alcarez serves too big. Looking for a new space age look or what? Yeah, I would love to it to be like a space age look, but not like the shitty like gray like boring stuff. I want it to be like curves and neon and screens, like Japan. Japan's great like that. You know, Asia do it right. Asia have that futuristic look. They know how to do it. They got it going on. I mean, that's the shit that's awesome. But things that look like spaceships and stuff, you know, that kind of stuff's cool. Flying saucer cafes and stuff, you know. All right, 30-40, break point for Nori. Serve to the backhand of Nori. Return goes to the front of Alcaraz. Nori on the stretch. Goes to the backhand of Alcaraz. As Nori forehand again. Into the front of Alcaraz. As Nori backhand pass. Goes out. Deuce. Does Australia have a space program? I don't think so. Advantage Pavlyuchenkova here. I don't think we do. And if we do, I don't know about it. Obviously, clearly. All right. Pavlyuchenkova holds, and Anisimova is going to serve to play Sabalenka in the semis. All right. Anisimova serving for the match. Oh, pardon me. I'm more for modern architecture, taller buildings, etc. Yeah. See, I love the Art Deco of New York, like that stuff. I love that stuff. I love those buildings. I love that kind of. Yeah, that stuff's awesome. Anyways, Anisimova, 15 love. I feel like modern's a little bit boring. Like contemporary modern is just like meh. Anyways, Nori's got a break point again, but he hits it in the net and it's back to deuce. As we're a final from Anisimova, that's out. 15-all. Brutalist architecture is all right. I don't mind that. When it's like purposely, but I think some people just use like I don't know. I think that some styles are just used as an excuse not to do things. You know what I mean? Like people go, oh, we're just not going to finish this building and call it minimalist. And you're like, just lazy. Whereas I like brutalist architecture in the right context. And I appreciate a great like I would love to turn this place into a concrete warehouse apartment, but I can't because that's not possible. And it's expensive. Anyways, 30-15. It's been a smash from Pav, and it's 30-all. Pavlyuchenkova tries to get the crowd involved. All right, 30-all. Alcaraz holds, by the way, 1-all. All right, 30-alls. We're going to serve again. Into the backhand of Pavlyuchenkova. Forehand and Nismo over to the forehand of Pav. And Nismo forehand to the backhand of Pavlyuchenkova. And Nismo on the stretch goes into the forehand of Pavlyuchenkova, who puts it away, and it's 30-40. Pavlyuchenkova fighting back as Nori hits it out love 15. Perth looks amazing, by the way. Never been. I feel like Perth's just going to look like Melbourne or Sydney. Yeah, Perth looks just like Melbourne. Melbourne looks the same. All right. 30-40. As with a let on the second serve from Anisimova. $30-40. Serving to the backhand of Pavlyuchenkova. Anisimova backhand to the backhand of Pav. As Anisimova forehand again at the forehand of Pavlyuchenkova. And the forehand of Anisimova. Pavlyuchenkova goes long and it's deuce. As Alcarez makes an error. 15-30, sorry. 15-30. Ugh. Necessity, the mother of invention. Create your own building in Australia and it will become famous. Yeah, no, there's too many rules and regulations here. That's why things get stifled. I feel like sometimes rules do inhibit innovation, you know, when it comes to, especially when it comes to buildings. It's so much regulation that like everything just everyone plays it safe because it's just not worth the risk for some, you know. And that's why all the buildings in Australia, most of the buildings look crap and look ugly and look the same, and everyone just makes the same building because the rules are so strict. He's not answering my question, bro. There's like 1,000 people, bro. All right, Norrie's down break point, 30-40. As Nori serves a fault, second serve. And this time trying to hold to win the match. Double fault, and there's the break. 2-1. Alcaraz gets the break. And this time over in trouble again. Advantage Pavlyuchenkova. Two-1 Alcaraz. As Pavlyuchenkova into the forehand of Anisimova. Anisimova hits it out. All right. Pavlyuchenkova gets back on serve. I thought Australia might be a great place to live. Rod Laver doesn't think so. He doesn't live there. So you're basing it off where Rod Laver... Maybe Rod Laver moved because he was, married to somebody who lived in America. I don't know. Just because Rod Laver doesn't live in Australia doesn't make it a shit place. It's just not very close to anything, which is really shit. It's an island in the middle of nowhere. What do you expect? Anyways, we're back on serve. Pavlyuchenkova breaks. Pavlyuchenkova survives. Rodleva lives in San Diego. Cool. Come on, Cam, level up, lol. See, I don't know if you're talking about Nori or me. I'm hungry. All right. 2-1, Alcaraz with a break. Pavlyuchenkova serving to level the second set. All right. Pavlyuchenkova 15 love. And Nismo serve for the match not that 2 seconds ago. God, chat, it's 3 in the morning. There's nothing to eat at 3 in the morning. That's what's so rough about Australia too. Anyways, Anisimova is at 15. Oh! All right, 15 all. Yeah, McDonald's is the only thing that's open. I don't want that. There's no pizza either. Pizza's not open on at this late. All right, 15 all. All right, 15-30. And Nismo a chance to take the match here. 2 points away. Alcaraz 40-30 to get the 3-1. All right. 15-30. As Pavlyuchenkova serves the 4 minutes over. Pavlyuchenkova backhand is out. Match points, 2 of them for Anisimova to take on Sabalenka in the semi-finals of Wimbledon. That'll be on Thursday. And that was just out by Pavlyuchenkova. Very, very unlucky. Alcaraz holds 3-1. All right, 15-40. 15-40. Match points for Anisimova to make it to her second Grand Slam semi-final. She serves a fault. Pav, second serve. Yep, Michael, I'm calling the scores. You can just chill. 15-40. Second serve. Second serve into the forehand of Anisimova. Backing out from Pav. Into the forehand of Anisimova on the stretch. Pavlyuchenkova down the line. Anisimova gets it back. Pavlyuchenkova down the line. Anisimova forehand in the net. One saved. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. One saved. 30-40. Serving to the forehand of Anisimova. Return the back into Pavlyuchenkova. Drop shot's good. Anisimova hits it in the net. And we get to deuce. 2 match points saved. All right. Alcaraz with a lovely... Nori with a lovely winner down the line. All right. 15-0. Lovely hitting from Nori. As Pavlyuchenkova serves a let. Serve again. Into the back end of Anisimova. Return goes wide. Advantage Pavlyuchenkova to level this second set. Anisimova's had 2 match points. She is looking stressed. As Nori in the net, 15-40. Alcaraz to get the break. The double break. All right, advantage Pavlyuchenkova. She serves. The forehand of Anisimova. Pavlyuchenkova slice. Anisimova. Forehand to the forehand of Pav. Pav in the net. We get the deuce. Alcaraz with a winner on the attack. Nori let it go. The topspin let it go in. Double break for Alcaraz 4-1. It hit the line. Beautiful shot. Just ripped it cross court. All right, Alcaraz 4-1. Pavlyuchenkova serves. As return goes to Pav. Pav down the line. Beautiful shot. And it's advantage Pavlyuchenkova. Advantage Pavlyuchenkova to take the leveling game. 5-4, 40-30. As a return goes out, Pavlyuchenkova 5-0. She saves match points. She levels. 5-5. 5-5. 5-5. All right, back to Anisimova. All right. Love 15. Anisimova double fault. Love 15. All right. Serving to the back end of Pav. Return goes back into Anisimova. It's in the net. Love 30. Love 30. Serve again from Anisimova. The backhand of Pavlyuchenkova. Anisimova backhand to the backhand of Pavlyuchenkova. Hits it out 15-30. $15-30. Alcaraz 40 love. As he hits a backhand winner, Alcaraz 5-1 in 20 minutes. All right, Alcaraz he has a point to prove. And Nismo serves a fault second serve. Nori will destroy discount Nadal. I'm sorry, but look at the score. I mean, it's not happening. But I guess if you hate Alcaraz that bad, 30-all. Nori comes down with the volley and puts it away. 15 love. Remember, Nori almost went up 2 love. All right, 40-30. And Anisimova to take the lead and make Pavlyuchenkova serve to stay in the match again. As Pavlyuchenkova hits it out, and Nismo takes the lead again. 6-5. 30-15. 30-15 as Nori serves out wide. The backhand of Alcaraz around the net goes out, and it's 40-15. 40-15. Nori serves again. Serve again. Into the back of Alcaraz. Return goes in the back of forehand. Nori. Nori in the net. 40-30. 40-30. Serve again from Nori. Into the forward of Alcaraz. Return the net. Nori holds. 5-2. 5-2 Alcaraz. Now, Pavlyuchenkova serving to stay in the match again. Nismo was up match point. Twice. She had 2 match points. As we return now from Nismo, sorry, as a winner. Love 15. Love 15. As return goes the backhand of Pavlyuchenkova, and Nismo too strong with a forehand winner, and it's love 30. Love 30. Love 30. Serve again from Pav. There's a fault. Second serve. Serve to the backhand of Nismo. Return goes out. 15-30. Alcaraz with a lovely serve volley, 15 love. All right, 15-30. All right, Pav's hanging on, 30-all. As Nori hits a lovely return winner. All right, 15-all. Great shot from Nori. All right, 30-all. Big point for Pavlyuchenkova. Serving to the backhand. Nismo hits it out in the return. 40-30. Pavlyuchenkova to get to the tiebreak in the second, and Nismo looks worried. She looks worried like she's missed her opportunity. All right, 40-30. Also 30-15. Alcaraz comes in with a volley, and that's a winner. Set points for Alcaraz, 40-15. As a backhand from Pavlyuchenkova, and Nismo forehand to the forehand of Pav. And Nismo hits it wide. All right, tiebreak, second set. Who's winning it? Let me know, chat. Who's got the tiebreak in the second? All right, 40-15. Alcaraz take the first. He does it with a fault. Oh, sorry, a let. Serve again. Serve to the forehand. Nori, return goes in. Alcaraz volleys. Nori pass. Alcaraz volleys. That's it. 6-2. Simple from Alcaraz. 6-2. All right. There's a backhand from Nismo to the slice of Pavlyuchenkova. And Nismo forehand again. The backhand of Pavlyuchenkova. Nismo gets the point though. Pav hits it out. 1-love Nismo. 1-0 Anisimova. Alcaraz only hit 5 errors in that set. 16 winners. That's one of the best sets of tennis that Alcaraz has played for the whole tournament. As that goes out by Anisimova, 1-all. That was a crazy set by Alcaraz. Yeah, Dan, I think this is some person looking for attention. All right, 1-1. As the return goes in the backhand of Pavlyuchenkova. Backhand from Anisimova to the forehand of Pavlyuchenkova to the backhand of Anisimova. As Pav goes in the net, 2-1 Anisimova with the mini break. 2-1. Anisimova gets the mini break. All right, 2-1. As Anisimova serves a fault. Second serve. As Anisimova hits it in the net, and it's 2-0. Anisimova is reacting a lot to losing these points. Like she is not. She is looking nervous. All right, serve out wide the forehand of Pavlyuchenkova. Anisimova down the line. The backhand of Pav. Anisimova eventually hits it long, and it's 3-2 Pavlyuchenkova. Pavlyuchenkova takes the lead. All right, 15:30. Alcaraz looking for that early break. 15:30. As a serve from Nori into the back of Alcaraz. Nori backhand into the back of Alcaraz. Nori with a volley. Alcaraz passing shot down the line is just out. 30-all. All right, as Anisimova hits a winner, and it's 3-all. They change ends. Three. Sorry. Alcaraz hits a winner, 30-40. 30-40. Break point for Alcaraz in the second. As Nori serves. And Alcaraz returns. Nori back in open court. Too good. Deuce. All right, 3-3. As with a serve into the forehand of Anisimova, but she hits it wide on the return, and it's 4-3 Pavlyuchenkova. All right, 4-3. By the way, Cho, what are you doing after Wimbledon? We all deserve a long holiday, I think. It's been a big tournament. We all deserve a long break. 4-3 is the backhand return. Goes the backhand of Nismo. Pavlyuchenkova forehand. And Nismo gets on the stretch, but it's in the net. 5-3 Pavlyuchenkova. Because we're going 3, because of course we are. 5-3 Pavlyuchenkova. As Anisimova hits it out, 6-3 Pavlyuchenkova to take us to a third. And this would be heartbreaking for Anisimova because she had match points. And she served for the match. All right, Pavlyuchenkova to take the second set. Serve is a fault. Second serve. Serving to the backhand of Anisimova. Backhand of Pav. To the backhand of Anisimova. Pavlyuchenkova forehand goes out. And it's 6-4 Pavlyuchenkova. So Ian McCallum is using binoculars in the front row of the royal box. And I appreciate that. Wonder what he's looking at. 6-4. What's he looking at? What's he need the binoculars for? All right, 6-4. Who's he staring at, you reckon? He's looking for somebody in the crowd, or what's he doing? What's he looking for? Anyways, forehand return is too good. From Anisimova, we're back on serve, but it's still set point for Pavlyuchenkova. 6-5 Pavlyuchenkova. Serve from Anisimova. Is a fault. Second serve. Mods, just start timing people out for half an hour if they put scores in the chat. Backhand goes into the forehand of Pav. Pav the net 6-all. Like this guy who just completely ruined everything. Thanks a lot, bro. It's 6-all, but we already knew that. Come on, brother. Rule number 3 or whatever the hell it is. I don't want to put members only mode on all the time. Because there's a lot of non-members who are not breaking simple protocol. Come on. Anyways, Nori comes to the net. Sorry, Alcarez comes to the net. Nori passes him. Just don't put scores in the chat. It's pretty simple. All right. 6-6. 3-set point saved by Anisimova. She serves. A fault. Second serve. Serve again. Into the forehand of Pavlyuchenkova. Great return. And Anisimova slices it back, but it's wide. 7-6. Pavlyuchenkova. And it's on her serve to take us to a third. And Anisimova looks distraught. She is struggling. She is struggling. She had match points and she's still thinking about them. Anisimova is looking scared. Pavlyuchenkova serves. A fault. Second serve. Second serve. Serving at the backhand of Anisimova. Pavlyuchenkova backhand. Into the forehand of Anisimova. Pavlyuchenkova down the line. Anisimova gets on the stretch. Goes into the forehand of Pavlyuchenkova. Anisimova down the line again. Pavlyuchenkova's got it with the backhand, but it's wide. And Anisimova 7-all. big hitting. The winner plays Sabalenka on Thursday. Seven all. Seven all. Pavlyuchenkova serves again. As we default second serve. Serve to the forehand of Nismo, but return goes out. 8-7. Pavlyuchenkova to take the second set. $15.30. With Alcaraz hitting a beautiful drop shot. 15-30. As Nismo with a great serve, 8 all. Saves another one. Cam, has this been Wimbledon from Timu? That's harsh. All right, 8 all. Serving to the forehand of Pav. Great return. And Nismo in the net. Oh, it goes over. And then Pav gets it. And then Nismo hits a passing shot winner. Wow, Anisimova somehow won the point with a couple of good backhands that were very... Well, the first one was defensive. Nori 40-30. All right, match point number 3 for Anisimova. 9-8. I didn't think the first backhand was going over. All right, 9-8. Pavlyuchenkova to serve. Anisimova match point number 3 to play against Sabalenka in the semis. Nori holds 2-1. No, he doesn't. He missed. Oh, my bad. Nori's a deuce at 1-all. As Anisimova hits it out in the return and just yells at her coaches. They change ends. It feels like Anisimova needs this tiebreak. So, like, if she loses this set, she might lose this match. She is not in a good way. She is not in a good way. She is feeling the pressure. You would think that Anisimova was trying to get back in the match. And Pavlyuchenkova was winning because Pavlyuchenkova is so chill. She's like, I just saved a third match point. Okay. But Anisimova is stressed. Feels like a make or break tiebreak for her. All right, 9 all. 3 match points have been saved. Serve. Into the forehand. Backhand of Anisimova. Backhand from Pav. Anisimova backhand pass. Too good. Match point number 4. 10-9 Anisimova. Also advantage Alcarez as Nori hits it into the backhand of Alcarez. Nori forehand. To the backhand of Alcarez as Nori gets the point. Back to deuce. Okay. 10-9 Anisimova. Her 4th match point, and it's on her serve. She serves. Into the back of Pavlyuchenkova. Return to the net. Anisimova's into the semis. She falls to the ground. Finally gets it done. And she takes on Sabalenka in that semi. That is going to be a big hitting semifinal. Anisimova into the semis. Pavlyuchenkova, she had a good run. I don't think anyone expected Pavlyuchenkova to make the quarters. She makes the quarters a lot. She's had a good career doing that. But Anisimova, what is it, like 6 years after her first semi-final as a teenager? I think it was like 17-year-old, played Barty in the semis of Roland Garros. That's 17. Now she takes on Sabalenka in the final. She wants this little kid to go out on the court. Who the hell is this kid? Some random little kid. Is it a cousin or something? Brother? She's taking on court this child. Anyways, Pavlyuchenkova is looking a little. Looks very upset. It might be her last legitimate chance. She's really upset, Pavlyuchenkova. That's sad. Might be her last Wimbledon. I don't know. I mean, she is in her 30s. But Pavlyuchenkova is in. Yeah, she is. She was totally fine during the match, but she is very upset. She's devastated after losing that one. But Anisimova brings this random kid on court. And he gets to share the moment. Now, Sabalenka and Anisimova is confirmed. That's going to happen. If you want to keep watching Alcaraz Nori, jump on over because Nori is trying to hang on. He hits a drop shot, Nori. Alcaraz slice, drop shot. Nori gets it, but it's in the net, and Alcaraz breaks 2-1 in the second. All right. 2-1 in the second. Alcaraz with a set and a break. But Anisimova wins. She is into the semis of a Grand Slam for the second time. And she's going to take on Aryana Sabalenka. And she's got a good record against Sabalenka, so that'll be really fun in a couple of days' time. But come on and watch Alcaraz. He's winning. All right. Let's see what happens next. Carlos cruising. Set and a break. And there are a lot of... well, they're giving out hats to the Royal Box. The Royal Box are all getting free hats. They have to give them back, though. But the Royal Box are giving hats out to the people in there. That's funny. That's crazy. Okay. Here we go. Alcaraz with a set and a break. Winner of this plays Taylor Fritz, by the way. John Lloyd's comment about Subak was undignified. I have no idea what he said. I didn't hear, what did he say? All right. Find a backhand rally. Alcaraz with a set and a break. As Nori with a forehand into the backhand of Alcaraz. The backhand slice of Nori. Alcaraz forehand. Again to the backhand of Nori. As Alcaraz with a forehand again. But Nori hit it long. 15-love. 15-love. It's her nephew. Oh, okay. That's cool. That's cool. That's a cool moment. Cool to see celebrate with the family in a big moment at Wimbledon. As that goes out by Nori, 30-love. All right, serve again from Alcaraz. Alcaraz 40-love. $40-love. All right. As that goes out by Nori, 3-1 Alcaraz in the second. Can we watch Wawrinka's match in 30 minutes? Where's he playing? Is he playing a challenger or something? My dog is snoring? Yeah. All right, Nori to serve. Alcaraz cruising. As the return goes in the forehand of Nori. Back in it from Alcaraz. Into the forehand of Nori. Alcaraz forehand cross court. Nori gets up with the backhand into the forehand of Alcaraz, who hits it down the line for a winner. Love 15. All right. As Alcaraz makes an error, 15-all. For 15-all. Sorry, chap. People making out like they would play better against Alcaraz. Yeah, I mean, look. It is what it is. Like, did we really expect it to be... Like, Alcaraz might have done this against Jarry. I mean, who knows? Both Jarry and Nori have beaten Alcaraz, but... I mean, it's still Alcaraz on a grass court. That's what happens when we have upsets, chat. This is what happens. I told you that at the start of the week. When we had the upsets, I said, hey, look, we're going to have we might have some shitty matches later in the week. When Runa lost first round, this is what happens. When Tiafoe loses, this is what happens, right? This is what happens when we have all those upsets because we get matches that don't end up being that competitive in the important stages, right? That's what happens, chat. That's why this tournament, having all those crazy upsets, is hurting the tournament long term. But luckily, we've got some matches coming up. The semi-finals will be hopefully good. So Nori holds, by the way, 3-2. By the way, Nori's not going to give up, which is good. He's going to fight. Let's see if it's enough though. Now, part of the draw opened up and Nori did well to come through. Yeah. I mean, look, Tiafoe was probably the guy once Runa left. And Nori beat Tiafoe. So Nori took his spot. You know, if Big Foe was good enough, he would have beaten Nori and been here. It would have been Tiafoe versus Alcaraz. But we had a lot of upsets in the first round, especially in that first two rounds in that area. And this is what happened. Even unseeded lady like Sigmund had a good match. Men's tennis lacks depth right now. I think it just has always lacked depth. I mean, go look at the history of like the last 30 years of tennis. The number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 don't lose very often, I don't think. I mean, it's very hard to beat them if you're not in the top 10. You know, I mean, yeah, we have one-off random matches, but like we said this in the very first match of the day, the top of the tree for the men there's a massive gap between them and the rest of the pack. Or at least them and the rest, you know, the number 1 doesn't lose, or the number 2 doesn't lose to number 50. On the women's side, as we saw with Sabalenka, a lot of play, like the depth is there. It's always, and I don't know how you fix that on the men's side, if it's a best of 5 sets or a best of 3 sets problem, or if it's a game style. I don't know what the answer is, but if it needs to be answered, even, you know. But that's what happens, you know. I feel like if it was a best of 3 sets in the men's game and the women's game, it would be way more competitive, especially at slam level. But it's not. And it probably shouldn't be at slams. I don't think a best of 3 sets slam makes it any different. And I don't want to see that at a slam. I'd rather have best of 5 sets for the ladies from the quarterfinals onwards and best of 3 for the first week. We still get those upsets, but then if you can survive the first week, once you get to the real shit, quarterfinals onwards, you get to the 5-setters, then we get to see hopefully some epics. But I wouldn't mind best of 3 sets in the first half of a slam for the men, even though we had a lot of upsets already this week. But maybe it would have. I don't know. Maybe it's terrible. Maybe we don't want any upsets ever. All I know is I'm hungry. 30-15. Alcaraz forehand cross court. Nori gets there but hits it out. 40-15. 40-15. All right, 40-15. As the backhand now goes out by Alcaraz, 40-30. As we default second serve. By the way, we're almost at 500 likes. Don't forget to like the video if you haven't already. Doesn't it feel odd to be hungry at 3 a.m., Cam? No. It's my normal lunchtime. As Nori gets the deuce. Oh, 1 second, chat. All right, advantage Nori to get back on serve. Cam, why is your room tennis? No idea. All right, Alcaraz with an ace, and we get to deuce. Back to deuce. As a return goes out by Nori. Advantage Alcaraz. Serve again. It's an ace, 4-2. Alcaraz leads in the second. All right. Chat, what should I have for breakfast / dinner? Wake up with your dog. No, leave her alone. All right. Nori, 15 love. All right. 30, love. Forehand Nori, backhand from Alcaraz. Again, the forehand Nori. Into the Alcaraz forehand, but Alcaraz overhit. It's 40, love. Yeah, Nori's like 29. Winner of this takes on Taylor Fritz, by the way, who ended up winning today in 4 sets. As Alcaraz with the forehand, and Nori hits it long. And it's 40-15. As Nori serves again. As Nori holds, but Alcaraz has got a set and a break. Alcaraz has a set and a break. All right. Let's see what happens next. Can Nori break back? All right. Alcaraz serves. As we get a serve again. Into the backhand of Nori. Forehand from Alcaraz again, the backhand of Nori. As Alcaraz forehand again, the Nori backhand. Alcaraz again with the forehand. Into the forehand of Nori as Alcaraz drop shot in the net. 15, love. So love 15. Love 15. Love 15. As Alcaraz serves a fault. Second serve. As to the backhand down the line from Alcaraz, that goes in. 15-all. 15-all. Do I like Tim Tams? Yes. Tim Tams are great. All right, 15-30. Chance here for Nori to get back on serve. All right, 15:30 as Nori goes to the backhand of Alcaraz. And then Nori hits it long. All right, 30 all as Alcaraz puts it away. 40-30. All right. Nice work, Alcaraz. 5-3 in the second. Nori took out Jarry and Tiafoe to get here. All right. Alcaraz 5-3 in the second. Nori serving to stay in the set. His return goes to the forehand of Nori. Alcaraz backhand to the forehand of Nori. In the forehand of Alcaraz. Alcaraz hits it out. 15-love. As Alcaraz returns into the backhand of Nori. To the forehand of Alcaraz. As Nori backhand again. The forehand of Alcaraz. Nori cross-court forehand to the slice of Alcaraz. Nori hits the tape and it goes out. 15-all. Serve again. As the return goes to forehand of Nori. Backhand now from Alcaraz to the forehand of Nori. As Alcaraz forehand is a drop shot winner. 15-30. $15-30. $15-30. Chance for Alcaraz to take the set here. And 2 sets love lead. All right. 15-30. As the return goes in the forehand of Nori. Alcaraz backhand to the forehand of Nori. To back of Alcaraz. Nori backhand. Again to the slice of Alcaraz. Into the slice of Nori. As Alcaraz backhand again. Into the forehand of Nori. He goes down the line. Alcaraz slice on the stretch. Nori goes down the line to the backhand of Alcaraz. To the forehand of Nori. As Alcaraz backhand again. Into the forehand of Nori on the stretch. Alcaraz backhand again. Goes in the net. 30-all. Nori just hanging on. 30-all. $30-all. $30-all as Nori hits it out, and it's 30-40. Set point for Alcaraz for 2 sets to love lead. For 2 sets to love lead. As he serves out wide, Alcaraz gets it back. Nori with a forehand. Into the forehand of Alcaraz, who goes to the backhand of Nori. Again, the forehand of Alcaraz. Nori backhand. In the net. There it is. 2 sets of love to Carlos Alcaraz. 1 set away from the Wimbledon semis again. And then he's going to take on Fritz. Okay. All right. Did you think this would be so one-sided? Yes. Well, not this one. I mean, I thought Nori would maybe put up a fight. He probably still could. I mean, maybe he can in the third. But I did think that, I did think that Alcaraz would win. Okay. Okay. All right, Alcaraz serving first in the third. If Alcaraz was flat in the first set, then that was Nori's chance. Yeah, Yeah, he might still win the set, Nori. I mean, Alcaraz does sometimes take the third set off. You know, he does sometimes. You know, that happens. You know. $15. The only player that can stop Alcaraz is Shelton. Maybe. All right, $15. Nori hits it out. It's 30-15. $30-15. As Alcaraz gets to 40-15. As Alcaraz serves and gets to 1-love in the third. All right. I'm going to struggle with who to cheer for, Carlos or Taylor, assuming Carlos wins today. Yeah, fair enough. All right. As Alcaraz in the net on the return, and it's 15-love. As Alcaraz wins the second point, 15-all. As the return goes in the forehand of Alcaraz, he hits a slice wide, 30-15. $30-15. Is that a whale snoring? Yeah. I live in an aquarium. 30-15. As return goes into the forehand of Nori. Drop shot's good. And Alcaraz in the net. 40-15. Nori to level this third set. $40-15. As that goes in the net from Nori. 40-30. 40-30. Is that your dog snoring? Maybe. We'll never know. Okay. Okay. 1-1. I think the hardcourt season starts after Wimbledon. Yeah, it does. I think it's like I think Los Cabos is straight after Wimbledon. So yeah, we have no mucking around. But we're not going to watch it. We're going to have a week off. And then we're going to come back and watch Washington, possibly. But we're definitely having a week of nothing. No streams. I'm hibernating. I'm going to go hide in a cave for a week. Or maybe I'll leave my cave because I've been sitting inside for 14 weeks. Does anyone think Nori will win this round? No. I don't think Nori will win this match unless something happens to Alcaraz. But then again, what happened yesterday, remember? So let's not... Nothing is certain. You should get some sun. Well, it's hard because it's winter. So I can't really get some sun if it's dark outside. Also, it's raining. Lovely volleys by Alcaraz, 40-15. $40-15. To take the lead again. As Alcaraz holds, and it's 2-1. 2-1 Alcaraz. 1 hour and 17 minutes played, by the way. It's a very quick match. Can't you go somewhere away for a few days to chill? I could. I mean, I can't, but I could. I mean, where? All right. I could go to the snow, maybe. I don't know. Like I said, next week I have no plans, so I could. I don't know what maybe I will go to the snow. I don't know. Maybe I'll just drive. I'll just get in the car and just drive. And see where I end up. Maybe I'll end up in, I don't know, Canberra. God help me.
Lies is pronounced Liz. You'll gain.
Oh.
Thanks, Cam.
All right. Thank you, Liz, for the $2. Appreciate it. Thank you, Liz. Still going to set up your landline? That's on my list of things to do. I got like a bunch of little things I got to do. Little things I want to set up with my house. I need to set my landline up for sure. It's cool just having it sit there though. It looks cool on the bench. But I do need to connect it. That's one of my many jobs I got to do. 15 Love is Love 15 as Alcaraz returns in the net. 15-0. Will the US time zones be any better? Not really. That's okay. It's not the time zones that get me. It's the lack of. It's more just like not having any time off. That's the tricky part. There's no balance right now. As Nori hits a drop shot winner and it's 30-15 and the crowd go crazy. Like I can do like a 2-week stint with the hours being like this, but then it's like, it's just that this year, the weeks that I planned that weren't going to be weeks to watch have disappeared. Like I have a whole schedule on the wall, like a crazy person. And I schedule out what's like must watch, sometimes watch, and then like week of nothing, right? But the weeks of nothing that I have on the calendar, we did something. So I'm like, there's not really any weeks off. For example, before the French Open, after Rome was supposed to be a week off because usually before the French, it's a bit, it's not as crazy. But Djokovic played Geneva, and that was his 100th title. So we had to watch Djokovic, right? We watch Djokovic all the time. And then also with before Wimbledon, it was supposed to be a week of nothing, as Nori holds 2-2. But then we watched Eala and Joint have that amazing final, and I think Swiatek and Pegula as well played, So we watched before Wimbledon, which we usually don't do because nobody plays usually. And we also watched, obviously, before that we watched straight after the French Open. I think we had 1-2 days off, and then we watched Raducanu at Queen's Club. And then we watched, Inhaler and all that stuff. So, yeah. So my schedule of is a bit skewed. Because we've been live, I want to say every day, except for maybe 3 or 4 days off, since the start of April. 7th of April till now. So what's that? 3 months? I think I've had 4 days off, maybe. Maybe 4 days that I can recall. One of those was the day before Wimbledon, which was lovely. 2-0. I think. Is that 3 months? April, May, June, and now, okay. Yeah, so, 4 months. In 3 months, I think about maybe 4 days that I haven't streamed. And it's always the busiest time of year. It's always busy, but it's been extra busy because people, players played more. It's been a lot busier than I had planned. At least we don't have the Olympics this year, as Alcaraz serves an ace, 30 love. So it was a little bit more hectic than I had imagined, but that's all right. I've just got to make sure I do take the week off after Wimbledon. So, yeah. All right. 40 love Alcaraz. That's too much work. You're overdoing it. Look, it'll be fine. Like I said, this is always between March and July, like between April and July, like this is always the busiest time of year. Like this is where the tennis season is, like the clay and grass season is always the busiest. The European season is crazy. From Monte Carlo to Wimbledon, the end of Wimbledon, that chunk of time is so busy all the time. You've got French Open, you've got Wimbledon, you've got 2 slams really close together, you've got 3 Masters 1000s on the men's side, you've got grass events. I mean, it's always, that time of year is always the craziest. Then after that, we've got a couple of events, US Open and stuff, but it definitely chills out after this. So, but it's always the craziest time of year, that April to July. So I'm definitely not doing anything next week. I'm having a whole week of nothing. It'll be fantastic. I'm sure something will come up next week that I'll have to cover, but the Asian swing's not that crazy. Yeah, we watch end of year finals, of course. Of course. Yeah, I don't think anyone's playing. Like, there's not anything worth watching after Wimbledon anyway. Yes, there's tournaments, but in Los Cabos we've got Musetti and Rublev playing in there. In Gstaad we've got Zverev playing clay, and then we've got Bostad, we've got Cerundolo. So again, none of those events are good. We're not going to watch any of those. Clay after Wimbledon's silly, and also the hard court season doesn't start till Washington for me anyway. And then on the women's side, Hopman Cup, and then 2 clay events. So again, Hopman Cup, which is actually got some crazy teams, but nothing like major teams. Hopman Cup's weird as hell. Why is it? It's a indoor hardcourt event on. Anyways, and then we've got. Yeah, again, there's no top players playing after Wimbledon. On the women's side, there's no one playing. So we don't, after Wimbledon, there's nothing to watch until Washington. And then Washington, we've got Fritz, Musetti, Medvedev, Shelton. I mean, everybody comes back. So Washington will be back. Pegula, Badosa, Raducanu, Osaka will come back for Washington. That'll be, because it goes Washington, Canada, Cincinnati, US Open. Like, that's the US Open swing. That's the ones that everyone takes notes. Anyways, Love 30. So that's the plan. Next week, nothing. And then we kick off the US Open series. All right, Love 40. Love 40. Chance for Alcaraz to break here in the third. I tell you what, luckily that Sabalenka match went for 3 hours, because if that had gone an hour, we would have been done. And it would have been a really early night. And the crowd would have felt ripped off. As Alcaraz in the net, 15-40. We all need a breather before the US Open. Yeah. And unfortunately, between Wimbledon and the French, we don't get that breather. Which I always find is really unfortunate, because once we watched the French Open, it was one of the greatest matches of all time, and it was a great tournament for everybody. And Coco wins, and Alcaraz gets to 4-2. But then all of a sudden, we're at Wimbledon straight away, and we forget about the Roland Garros event, and we go straight onto grass, and we forget about everything that we watched, and we move on so quickly. And I think it's such a shame that we don't have that time to watch or appreciate the French Open. It kind of gets we have such a big build up to Roland Garros, and then after it's done, it's over. It's like, get out of here. We just forget about it so quickly, which is a shame. Because it was a great tournament, I think. It was we had some really, really interesting matches. Sabalenka Swiatek semi-final, Gauff Sabalenka final, the Alcarez Sinner final, obviously Sinner versus Djokovic. Remember Djokovic beat Zverev? I mean, we had some awesome clashes in the second week. And it was over so quickly. We moved on so fast, We didn't we forgot about the French very quickly. Maybe if Wimbledon was a week later, we could get that extra week of grass, plus we'd get an extra week of celebrating Roland Garros, maybe. All right. Alcaraz is cruising. 30 love. This match could have been an email. That's so savage. 40 love. 40 love. By the way, anyone questioning Nori making the quarters? He made the semis here once. Plus, this is what happens when you get upsets. This is what happens. Upsets cause mismatches, and then mismatches cause one-sided matches. I mean, this is a mismatch, but that's because we had an upset. So, again, it's not Nori's fault that he made the quarters. It's everybody else's fault who lost. Don't blame anyone, but it's the players that didn't, the upsets that happened caused this mismatch. It's not Nori's fault. He played who was in front of him. It's the fact that, we lost a lot of all the seeds lost, All right, Alcaraz 5-2. As he's one game away from playing Fritz. I'll tell you, Fritz Alcaraz, I don't know what that looks like, but God, I hope Fritz puts up a fight. Could be a really interesting matchup. All right. Alcaraz Nori's going to serve to stay in the match. Yeah, Nori got a set off Djokovic in the semis of Wimbledon 3 years ago. Potential 5-setter for sure. Maybe, yeah. Alcaraz versus Fritz could be a 5-setter, maybe. I think Fritz has to win probably the first two out of 3 sets, but Cam, it looks like Nori's making your audience sick. Nah, it's just a couple of crybabies. All right. The majority of the chat respect Nori. It's just the 3 people that are just like, boo-hoo. I'm a 11-year-old who stole mum's iPad and I want to make jokes. That's who that is. As Nori in the net, love 15. Like this guy, who has been timed out 19 times. All right, love 15. Alcaraz 3 points away from the semis. 3 points away from the semis. As Nori hits a forehand wide, love 30. Love 30. Love 30. Is that a cow mooing in the background? Yes, it is actually. I live on a farm. Love 30. As we serve to the backhand slice of Alcaraz. Pavlchenkova's forehand to Nori. Alcaraz backhand pass. Nori volley. Alcaraz forehand down the line of the net. 15-30. 15-30. 15-30. As Nori serves in the back of Alcaraz. Nori forehand down the line. Alcaraz gets there, but it's in the net. Great serve from Nori to push Alcaraz almost into the crowd. 30-all. 30-all. Two points away, Alcaraz from the win. As Nori serves a fault, second serve. Serving to the backhand of Alcaraz, forehand from Nori. Again, the backhand of Alcaraz. Nori backhand Into the net. Match point, Alcaraz. 30-40. But somebody already put it in the chat. Chad, if you're gonna spoil the scoreboard, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. 30-40. Match point, Alcaraz. Serve. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Goes back into Nori. Alcaraz forehand on the stretch. As Nori forehand again to the forehand of Alcaraz on the stretch. Alcaraz hits it out. We're back to deuce. Yeah, see, this is what kind of nice things. You know what? I'm sorry, chat. We have to do this because it's getting out of hand. All right, deuce. As Nori serves, a let. Serve again. Nori serves again. Serving in the back of Alcaraz. Return goes to forehand Nori. Alcaraz backhand slice. Into the forehand Nori. Alcaraz backhand slice again. Nori comes in with a smash. Alcaraz with a lob again. Nori smash again. Alcaraz gets there with a backhand lob again. It's going to go out. And Nori gets to advantage. Just to hang on. Advantage. Nori. To make Alcaraz serve for the match. Nori serves. Into the back of Alcaraz. Nori with the backhand down the middle. Alcaraz gets a forehand, goes into the backhand of Nori. Again to the foot of Alcaraz. Nori backhand again. Alcaraz goes with a drop shot. And it hit the tape and went into the net. Nori survives. All right. Nori survives. Alcaraz going to serve for the match. Nice work from Nori. All right. 5-3. 5-3. Alcaraz will serve for the match. All right. Alcaraz serve for the match. As Nori returns the forehand of Alcaraz. Nori forehand on the stretch. Goes out. 15 love. 15 love. The return now to the backhand volley of Alcaraz. Alcaraz in the net with a volley. And it's 15-all. 15-all. As Alcaraz serves again. 15-all. Serve again. As we get a double fault from Alcaraz. 15-30. All right. 15-30. Nori looking to get back on serve here. 15-30. Alcaraz with an ace. 30-all. 30 all. And Alcaraz serves again. To the backhand of Nori. Alcaraz volley. Open court winner. 40-30. Alcaraz to take the win. Play Fritz in the semis on Friday. 40-30. Alcaraz serves. Into the forehand, Nori in the ground. All right, Alcaraz takes the win. Alcaraz gets the win in straight sets. And Nori just having a laugh with Carlos. All right, GG's. Alcaraz will take on Taylor Fritz in the semi-finals. All right, GG's. Yeah, this is probably the best Alcaraz match, maybe. The best Alcaraz match, I think. Nori not looking too devastated. Yeah, Nori had a great tournament, you know. Nori had a great event. Yeah, Nori was great. And Nori's getting a round of applause as he walks off the court. All right. All right. Quarterfinals is a massive achievement. I agree. Nori had a great week. Even if you didn't like today's match. You got to respect him for that. So nothing happened. I already knew Carlos. Go. Haha. Okay. Carlos qualified for Turin today. Nice. Is this the fastest Carlos match? Probably. It's going to be a good one. Carlos versus Fritz might go 5. Maybe. Maybe it goes 5. It definitely has potential. All right. I'm going to stick around for 10 minutes and we're getting out of here. So I got to get ready for tomorrow's matches. I like the Carlos sweater, giving Federer vibes. Cool. Why is Swiatek and Sinner not on center court? Because of the schedule being the way it is. Alcaraz won in 3 sets. Sinner did better too. What? Early night? Yeah, it's only 4 a.m. Carlos qualified for Turin with this win. Cool. Cool. Fritz is going to have to play the match of his life. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, Fritz is going to win. I mean, he's going to have to pull out a miracle for sure. But Fritz has been playing great this week, so he has been playing great. You can actually get a good night's sleep, some rest before tomorrow's matches. Maybe. Or I can watch a movie. Like if I go to sleep, I have to do things. I can't go to sleep. I have things I have to do. This is kind of the first match really in years. I don't really count Labour Cup. I have no idea what you're talking about. Any reports on Sinner? Nope. Nope. He cancelled his practice session today, but I guess that's just to rest up for tomorrow. Sinner Shelton on paper is more exciting than Djokovic Kaboli. Should be on centre court. I agree. I think Sinner versus Shelton should be on centre court for sure. Even if Djokovic has won Wimbledon a lot, I still think the better match is Sinner Shelton. Djokovic should beat Kaboli in maybe 4. But I think they might have put Sinner on court 1 because they're scared that he will pull out. And they'd rather have 2 matches that they know 100% are going to happen on centre court than risk putting someone who might pull out on centre court and then have to rearrange the whole day. Because God forbid, chat, what happens is the first match on court 1. Imagine they flip the script, right? Let's play the game, right? So imagine they flip it and they put Djokovic on court 1 and centre court goes to Sinner. And what happens is, imagine if where the hell is the freaking schedule? God damn it. Where's this stupid schedule? What's tomorrow's schedule look like? God damn it. Okay, imagine Swiatek Samsonova finishes in an hour. And then Bencic versus Andreeva is starting. And then Djokovic goes on straight after Swiatek. And then during the Bencic match, Sinner Shelton is cancelled. Then centre court have only 1 match. So I think what Wimbledon are doing is they're trying to guarantee, and look, there's no guarantees, but they know that Djokovic Kaboli is going to be on because they're healthy. They don't know about Sinner. So it's much easier for them to go court number 1, Swiatek Samsonova, and then Sinner goes, I'm not playing, and then move a bunch of doubles matches on, than trying to pad center court with doubles. I mean, if you're a center court, if you're paying for center court, and you only get 1 singles match and then a doubles, you're going to be pissed. Court 1, I think they'll accept a doubles match if Sinner does pull out. So that would be why they did it. Because I agree, Sinner Shelton's a better match, especially on paper. But I think it's just so they can guarantee that center court has 2 matches and there's no, and they just don't want to risk with Sinner. They don't want to risk Sinner withdrawing and then leaving center court with only 1 match, which would be devastating to the ticket sales, because then people would be like, what the hell? So I think that's the reason why. They don't want people getting pissed off if Sinner withdraws and they don't get their money's worth. So, whereas court 1, they can just chuck on a bunch of doubles, and court 1, it's probably a cheaper ticket anyway. So they're probably like, I mean, if Sinner does play, court 1 get a lot more than they paid for. But I think that might be the reason why. They just don't want to risk having to reschedule center court, because, the worst thing that could happen is that, they could, Sinner could withdraw and then they could just move Djokovic. But if Djokovic's match starts before Sinner might withdraw, then they're screwed. But also Djokovic is the GOAT, so, he'll play on center court. So that too. Yeah, or it could be the Djokovic theory. What's with Swiatek not getting center court? Again, I think it's because they think her match is probably going to finish really quickly. So they want center court to get their money's worth, I guess. Do you see Taylor troubling Alcaraz? If Taylor serves well, for sure. What's the Djokovic theory? That Djokovic is the greatest player of all time, and that's why he got center court, not because Sinner is going to pull out. Because he deserves center court, because he's the greatest. And that's a valid theory. All right. So I'll tell you what, I am pooped. Even though we didn't do much, 6 hours of streaming, pretty light day, I am tired. Today, these double headers take it out of me today, chat. But tomorrow is a brand new day with brand new triple matches. So it'll be fun. Are you enjoying Wimbledon this year? Wimbledon this year has been weird. It's been a strange one. I mean, we had a great start. The first 2 days were awesome. And then it was kind of a bit average after that. The first 2 days were crazy good. But then the disappointment at the Dimitrov match yesterday, and then I think the best is yet to come. I think we're going to finish strong. I think the end of the tournament is going to be awesome. We're starting to get those matches right. We've got a top 5 clash on the men's side. Nismo Swiatek, Sabalenka is a great matchup. So yeah, I think we're going to finish the tournament with great matches, but it's just been in the middle. It's been really boring, mainly because of the upsets. All the upsets on day one created this massive void. Like today, like this match here, right? I mean, this match wouldn't have happened if we didn't have all those upsets. So I think it's just been a bit average in the middle, but hopefully it can pick up at the end, and we get those clashes that we all plan to watch at the end of the tournament. We still got some good matches on the cards. Finish strong, Yeah, the upsets in the first 2 or 3 days were great. But then after that, it was like, oh, now what? Like, there was probably from day like 4 to day today has been kind of like, ugh. So we've had like 7 days of like, now what are we doing? Yeah, we've had upsets as well, but it's not been as exciting. I think after the first few days, we kind of had upset fatigue. And we're like, oh, God, we can't have all these upsets. Otherwise, who's going to play the final? But because I can't think of like the best match in the last. I mean, Jarry versus Nori, maybe best match in the last 4 days. It's been some good matches, but I mean, great like tournament match of the tournament matches. Not really, unless I'm forgetting something. Like Swiatek and Sabalenka have gotten through pretty straightforward. I mean, it hasn't been anything crazy happen. Collins versus Swiatek kind of was a bit of a miss, which was a shame. Alcaraz Rublev was good, yeah. Yeah, that was good. So yeah. Anyways, we finished strong. Sabalenka Raducanu, yeah, that was good as well. Yeah, it was a good match, solid. Fanini Alcaraz was like on day 2, or day 1, sorry, which was great. Day 1 was amazing. Day 2 was great. And then it kind of dropped. And then now, hopefully, it picks back up. So then we can finish strong, like I said. Love the double headers. Well, that makes one of us. I'm glad you enjoy them. All right, chap. I'm out of here. I got things to do and people to... I'm not seeing anybody. There's no one in here. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow for a big day of quarterfinal day number 2. Jay.
LFG Corners. Thanks for the stream, Cam. The dude is in the semis. Vamos.
Thank you, Jay, for the 3. All right, chat. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 2 of quarterfinals. But Alcaraz wins 2-3-3. Easy peasy. He plays Fritz in the semis, which will be on Friday. So he gets 2 days off now, Alcaraz. So does Fritz. Not that they really need it, but big day tomorrow. Djokovic, Swiatek, Sinner maybe, hopefully. Andreeva, all playing. I'll see you then.